And now, Wellness Wednesday is sponsored by Gladstone Psychiatry and Wellness. Care that meets you where you are.
Well, it is Wellness Wednesday, and today we are talking about technology and the use over the summer for kids and teens. Brittany Ullman is a certified registered nurse practitioner from Gladstone Psychiatry, and she joins us here to talk about some of the things that we'll be facing with some of the young ones through the next season. They're coming out of school here. Yes. Brittany, first off, thanks for being here. You have a friend that we'll talk about here. This is Bear.
This is Bear.
Bear plays into exactly what we're talking about.
Yes.
You know, you're seeing some of the things that are kind of specific to kids and teens this time of year when they get out of school. They first gravitate to screen time before they kind of default to that before they do anything else.
Right, yes. So we have a lot of parents coming in and they're wondering, like, what are we going to do over the summer, because it's such a sharp rise in the technology use. And we also see like kids that are using technology too much. They're having like trouble falling asleep, they're having trouble paying attention, they have increased irritability and increased social withdrawal.
Really?
Yes.
So when you see that, what is the first sign? What is the first thing you need to do when you start to see those signs if you're a parent? How do you address it?
So the first, well, what we like to do, and we use like, you know, some 2-2-2 rule. So the 2-2-2 rule is that we have, you know, 2 hours of screen time a day for the kids, and they can be broken up into 2 different chunks. So like maybe morning and afternoon or morning and night. And then we also, like, you know, have them keep their phones out of the bedroom. They charge their phones outside at night, or outside of the bedroom at night.
Okay.
And you know, we also like have the parents like model good screen time behavior so that they know like what to expect.
Okay. Now, one of the things you do mention is that there are so many other things that you can do that are away from screens, and you know, maybe a pastime that you enjoy, and that's kind of where Bear comes in.
Yes, so we always encourage outside nature, exercise, walking your dog, giving the kids a responsibility to walk the dog, to be outside, to get some sunlight, because there's so much screen time in our everyday lives, and you know, it's just so much better. They get fresh air, they can have time with their dog, you know, spending time with animals. You know, that helps too. And then in addition to that, like, you know, kids will usually choose water sports over technology. So water balloon, you know, water balloon play, sprinklers, go to the neighborhood pool.
Super soakers.
Yeah, super soakers, perfect. And, you know, scavenger hunts for the little ones. They you know, go find some acorns or go find the perfect flower, help garden.
Okay. So it might take a little thought, but be creative, especially depending on the age of the kid.
Right.
You know, just find something else for them to do.
Exactly.
So what's the best advice then for parents if you think that they need your help?
So if, you know, just the screen time rules, so set expectations early. You know, when you're going into summer, talk to your family. Like, these are going to be like the screen times. This is what our summer is going to look like. And you don't want to like say no restrictions, or, you know, they can have some restrictions, but you don't want to go into it like that. It's more of like, okay, you're going to get screen time. You're still going to have a great summer, but we're also going to do other things on top of, you know, all the YouTube channels that they're watching and stuff like that.
That's great advice and great time to bring it to us, because the kids will be out here in the next few weeks.
Right, it happened so fast this year.
Brittany Ullman, thank you so much. A great time for us to kind of put in a plug. Adopt a dog.
Yes,
if you have an opportunity to. Lots of those shelters have a lot of pets, so great time to do it.
Yes.
Brittany Ullman, thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Wellness Wednesday on WJZ at 9 is sponsored by Gladstone Psychiatry and Wellness. Care that meets you where you are.